The first time I heard the words from Matthew 23:27, whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside but full of dead bones inside, I didn't think about anyone else. I thought about him, the man I trusted, the man who shook my hand, looked me in the eye, and told me he saw potential in me as a young man trying to find his way. I was trying to be better back then, trying to walk straight, trying to be the kind of man who didn't fold under pressure, who didn't go back to the same habits, the same anger, the same late nights that left me empty. I thought being around him would help. He talked like he had already conquered everything I was still fighting. He wore it well. The confidence, the scripture, the presence, the kind of authority that makes you lower your voice when you speak, like you're standing in front of something holy. And I believed it. I remember sitting across from him one night, my hands clenched together, confessing things I had never said out loud. The kind of stuff men bury deep because admitting it feels like weakness. I told him about my anger, about the things I had done, about the guilt that followed me even when I tried to pray it off. I thought I was finally doing the right thing. I thought honesty would lead to healing. But what I didn't know was that my vulnerability was about to become someone else's conversation. It didn't happen all at once, just small things at first. Looks, comments that didn't make sense unless someone knew what I had said behind closed doors. My name being mentioned in rooms I wasn't in. My failures becoming quiet whispers in places that were supposed to be safe. That's when it hit me. The mask. Everything he showed me was polished, controlled, clean on the outside, but behind it, something was off, something hollow. And the more I saw it, the more something inside me started breaking. I didn't just lose trust in him, I started losing trust in everything. I stopped showing up the same way, stopped speaking, stopped opening up. I told myself I was done. Done with fake righteousness, done with people who used God's name but didn't carry his heart. I started slipping back into old habits, almost on instinct. Because if the people who claimed to be changed were still living double lives, then what was the point of me fighting? That's where it got dangerous. Because my pain turned into an excuse to go back, an excuse to harden, an excuse to become the very thing that wounded me. I could feel it happening slowly, the anger coming back, the numbness, the distance from God growing, even though I wouldn't admit it out loud. But one night, sitting alone, no distractions, no noise, just silence. Those words came back. Matthew 23:27. And for the first time, it wasn't about him. It was about me. Because I realized something I didn't want to face. I had been so focused on his mask, I never checked my own. I was starting to look clean on the outside again, saying the right things, playing the part when people were watching, but inside, I was drifting, quietly decaying. That realization didn't fix me, it broke me in a different way. The kind of breaking that doesn't push you away from God, it drops you to your knees. I stopped blaming him that night, not because what he did didn't matter, but because I refused to let his hypocrisy become my identity. I said it out loud, like a man who had nothing left to hide. I owned my anger, my relapse, my pride. No excuses, no pointing fingers, just truth. And that's where something real started. Not instant change, not some perfect turnaround. I still had to fight. Still had days where the old patterns called me back. Still had to live with the consequences of choices I made while I was bitter. But the difference was, I wasn't pretending anymore. I started choosing integrity when nobody saw it, choosing silence instead of gossip, choosing to protect people's weaknesses the way I wished mine had been protected. Not because I felt holy, but because I knew what it felt like to be wounded by someone who looked like they were. This is God's grace, stories of redemption. And if there's anything I've learned, it's this. People will wear masks. They will fail you, misrepresent God, break your trust in ways that cut deeper than anything the world ever could. But their mask doesn't have to become yours. Because real redemption isn't looking clean. It's choosing to be clean, even when nobody believes you are.
If this story meant something to you, if it reminded you that grace is still writing chapters you haven't seen yet, don't keep that hope to yourself. There is someone in your life who needs to hear this tonight. Share this message with them. Take a moment to like this video so more hearts searching for redemption can find it. And subscribe to God's Grace, stories of redemption, so you never miss the next story God is unfolding. Because Scripture reminds us, because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for His mercies never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations 3:22-23. That means no story is finished, no failure is final, no night is permanent. And the next testimony, the next breakthrough, the next story of redemption may be closer than you think. Stay tuned, stay expectant. And remember, grace is still at work. We'll see you in the next story.
I remember the exact day I decided I was done with God. It didn't feel dramatic. No thunder, no voice from heaven, just silence. The kind that presses against your chest until you start believing you've been abandoned. I was sitting in my car outside my apartment, engine off, staring at my reflection in the windshield like I didn't recognize the man looking back. And maybe I didn't, because the man I saw was tired, angry, and done pretending he still had faith. I had spent years trying to hold everything together, working overtime, paying bills that never seemed to go down, holding relationships that were already broken, trying to be strong when everything inside me was collapsing. I told myself I was doing what a man is supposed to do: provide, endure, stay silent. But the truth was, I was breaking in places no one could see. And that night, I finally said it out loud. I'm done, God. Not as a prayer, but as a goodbye. I didn't expect anything to happen after that. Honestly, I felt relief, like I had finally stopped chasing something that never showed up. I went inside, dropped my keys on the counter, and let the silence take over. No Bible, no prayer, no pretending. But something strange happened in the days that followed. Nothing changed, but I couldn't escape him. I tried going back to old habits, numbing the stress, distracting myself, filling the emptiness with anything that would quiet my mind. But it didn't work like it used to. The things that once helped me escape started exposing me. Every decision felt heavier. Every mistake echoed louder. It was like something was still there, watching, waiting, refusing to let me disappear into who I used to be. I remember one night sitting on the edge of my bed, hands shaking, realizing I hadn't actually found peace. I had just walked away from the only thing that was holding me together. And that's when the words came back to me. Not from my own thoughts, but from something deeper. The Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:8. I hadn't read that verse in a long time, but it hit me like truth I couldn't outrun. I said goodbye, but He didn't. And that realization didn't fix everything overnight. It didn't erase the consequences I had already created. I still had to face broken relationships. I still had to confront the man I had become. There were days I slipped back into old patterns. Nights I questioned everything again. But something inside me had shifted. I stopped trying to control everything and started surrendering what I couldn't carry. Not perfectly, not instantly, but honestly. I began to face things I used to avoid, apologize where I had been wrong, walk away from what was destroying me. And for the first time in a long time, I wasn't doing it to prove anything. I was doing it because I finally understood I was never walking alone. This is God's grace, stories of redemption. And if you've ever felt like giving up, like walking away, like nothing is listening, just know this. You might say goodbye, but God never does.
If this story meant something to you, if it reminded you that grace is still writing chapters you haven't seen yet, don't keep that hope to yourself. There is someone in your life who needs to hear this tonight. Share this message with them. Take a moment to like this video so more hearts searching for redemption can find it. And subscribe to God's Grace, stories of redemption, so you never miss the next story God is unfolding. Because Scripture reminds us, because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for His mercies never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations 3:22-23. That means no story is finished, no failure is final, no night is permanent. And the next testimony, the next breakthrough, the next story of redemption may be closer than you think. Stay tuned, stay expectant. And remember, grace is still at work. We'll see you in the next story.
I didn't wake up one day free. I woke up exhausted, not from the world, from myself, from the constant back and forth inside me, from pretending the urges had disappeared just because I prayed about them. They didn't disappear. They waited, quiet, patient, like something that knew exactly when I was weakest. I remember standing in front of the mirror, early morning light barely touching my face, and I couldn't look myself in the eyes. Not because I didn't believe in God, I did. That was the weight of it. I believed, and I still kept going back. Same patterns, same compromises, same late-night decisions I swore would be the last. I wasn't lost because I didn't know the truth. I was lost because I kept choosing something else over it. Galatians 5:16 says, "Walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh." I used to read that like a promise of escape, like if I believed hard enough, the desire would vanish. But nobody told me the desire might stay. Nobody told me the real battle wasn't the feeling, it was the leading. There were nights I sat on the edge of my bed, phone in my hand, knowing exactly where one decision would take me. And it wasn't just about what I was looking at or who I was reaching for. It was deeper. It was the need to feel wanted. The need to fill silence with something that felt like control. The need to quiet something broken inside me that I didn't want to face. I told myself I deserved it, that I needed it, that I could manage it. But every time I walked away emptier. Not immediately. Sometimes it felt good for a moment. That's the lie. It always feels good at first. That's how it keeps you. But afterward, there was this weight. Not loud, not obvious, just sitting there. A quiet kind of shame that didn't accuse out loud. It just stayed with me. And I knew I was grieving something sacred inside me. On the outside, I looked fine. I showed up. I handled responsibilities. I smiled when I needed to. But there was a hidden life, a private war no one could see, and I got good at hiding it. Good at separating the version of me people saw from the version of me I was becoming in secret. The shift didn't come in a dramatic moment, no breaking point, no collapse. It came quietly, in a decision I almost overlooked. I stopped asking God to remove the desire, and I started asking Him to lead me through it. Because the truth is, the desire didn't leave. It showed up at the same times, same triggers, same whispers. But something inside me started responding differently. Not stronger, just more aware. I started pausing, just long enough to hear something deeper than the impulse. Long enough to remember who I said I wanted to become. There were still failures. That part matters. There were nights I slipped back into what felt familiar. Moments I gave in and felt that same emptiness settle in again. But this time, I didn't run from it. I didn't pretend it didn't matter. I faced it. I called it what it was. Not to condemn myself, but to stop lying to myself. There were consequences I had to sit in, regret I couldn't erase, patterns I had to confront without excuses. I had to set boundaries that felt like loss, walk away from connections that felt comfortable but were quietly destroying me, let go of things that fed the version of me I didn't want to be anymore. And it hurt. It felt like I was tearing pieces of myself away. But slowly, something began to change. Not the desire, the direction. I stopped letting it lead me. I started recognizing the moment before the moment. That tension, that pull right before the decision. And instead of reacting, I learned to sit in it, to breathe through it, to bring it to God exactly as it was. Not cleaned up, not controlled, just honest. And in that space, I realized I wasn't alone. Even in the moments I thought I had gone too far, He was still there. Not distant, not turning away. Still present in the middle of the struggle I thought disqualified me. Still steady when I wasn't. My motivation changed. It wasn't about trying to prove I was good anymore. It wasn't about pretending I had everything together. It became about not wanting to go back to the version of me that kept choosing temporary relief over lasting peace. I started choosing differently, not perfectly, but intentionally. And there are still days where the pull feels just as strong, days where I have to sit with myself longer than I want to, days where the silence feels loud again. But I've learned something now. Just because I feel it doesn't mean I have to follow it. That's the difference. I don't follow it anymore. I walk. Not perfectly, not without struggle, but with direction. And that's what Galatians 5:16 means to me now. It's not about becoming someone who never feels temptation. It's about becoming someone who isn't led by it. Someone who knows the voice of the Spirit well enough to pause, to listen, to choose. This is my testimony, not of perfection, but of process. Not of a life where the desire disappeared, but of a life where it lost its authority. And if you're there right now, tired of the cycle, tired of the silence that follows the noise, tired of feeling like you're the only one fighting something no one else can see, you're not disqualified because you're still struggling. You're still in it because you haven't stopped fighting. And if you haven't stopped fighting, God hasn't stepped away.
If this story meant something to you, if it reminded you that grace is still writing chapters you haven't seen yet, don't keep that hope to yourself. There is someone in your life who needs to hear this tonight. Share this message with them. Take a moment to like this video so more hearts searching for redemption can find it. And subscribe to God's Grace, Stories of Redemption, so you never miss the next story God is unfolding. Because Scripture reminds us, because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for His mercies never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations 3:22-23. That means no story is finished, no failure is final, no night is permanent. And the next testimony, the next breakthrough, the next story of redemption may be closer than you think. Stay tuned, stay expectant. And remember, grace is still at work. We'll see you in the next story.